Good morning everyone students. The continuation part of polymers is rubber. Next part. What are rubbers? Rubbers are elastomers. That means they possess elastic properties. So in this first we will discuss about natural rubber and then we will discuss about synthetic rubber. So natural rubber, if you take, rubber is a natural polymer and possesses elastic properties. It is also termed as elastomer and has a variety of uses. So how do we prepare this natural rubber? Means it is manufactured from rubber latex. What is the meaning of latex? Latex is a milky fluid found in many plants. Milky fluid found in many plants, right? So it is manufactured from rubber latex, which is that latex is a colloidal dispersion of rubber in water. So from this we can prepare rubber, right? So this latex, where do we found this latex? This latex is obtained from the bark of rubber tree. What is the meaning of this bark of rubber tree? Bark is nothing but, if you observe in the tree, on the outside is bark. And the outside part is what? Bark, which is about 6 millimeter thick. There is a layer which cannot be seen with the naked eye because it is very thin. How much means? That is 6 millimeter. Very less, right? So where do we find out this rubber tree? Bark of rubber tree means they have found in India, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Malaysia and South America. Okay, so natural rubber may be considered as a linear polymer of isoprene. What is the meaning of isoprene? Isoprene, IUPAC name is 2-methyl 1,3-butadiene. This structure we will draw now. So natural rubber may be considered as a linear polymer of isoprene and it is also called as cis 1,4 polyisoprene, students. So this is the structure of natural rubber. It may be considered as what? Linear polymer of isoprene, which is also called as cis 1,4 polyisoprene. This name, another name is what? Cis 1,4 polyisoprene. Polyisoprene. Okay. This is another name of natural rubber. Then how do we get this natural rubber? Means it is the polymerization of isoprene. Isoprene is the monomer unit here. Polyisoprene is the polymer, right? Which is also called as what? Natural rubber, right? So how do we get this polyisoprene from isoprene? We will see that. Isoprene name is what? 2-methyl 1,3-butadiene. So 1,3-butadiene as it is you can take. 1,3-butadiene formula is this one, right? But means how many carbons? 4 carbons. 1,3 means first position, third position double bond, second position methyl group, right? So 1,3-butadiene, according to valency you can arrange the hydrogen atoms, right? Yes, this is 1,3-butadiene, 2-methyl 1,3-butadiene, this is, right? If you observe, this is first position, first position, second position, third position, fourth position, right? 2-methyl 1,3-butadiene as structure I have drawn. So how do we get this repeating units, sir? How they have joined here units? How do we get? Means just by taking two molecules. By taking two molecules, how they have joined, if you observe the remaining continuation, you will get easily, students. So one unit I have taken and one more unit I am drawing here. You see that the same unit, 2-methyl 1,3-butadiene, right? So CH2 double bond C, CH3, CH double bond CH2 I have taken. Where the bond will broken here means wherever the pi bond is there, that will broken and it produce what? Free radicals by homolytic fission. We know already that. Here free radicals will generate. Here also will free radicals will generate. Here also bond broken and the free radicals will generate. Right? So here these two free radicals will combine and produce here a double bond. Between C and CH a double bond is present. Even in the structure you observe, between C and CH double bond is present. Correct? Yes. Now this CH2 is there na, that CH2 will combine with another molecule of this side CH2. Here also the same thing here between C and CH, double bond will generate. Yes, yes, this CH2 will link up with what? Next molecule, that is isoprene molecule. This side CH2 will be na, there it will produce a single bond. Here also the next molecule, this side CH2 will produce a single bond with this free radical. Yes or no? Then you observe that continuation part. This continuation part indicates this one, CH2. Correct? Next single bond is there. Single bond is there. Single bond attached to carbon. Carbon. Carbon is attached to CH3. CH3 I have taken here, right? Here double bond will generate, right? The double bond I have taken. CH. CH. This CH is attached to CH2. CH2. Again this CH2 is attached to another molecule. Another molecule of CH2, this one, right? That CH2. Another molecule of CH2 I have taken. This CH2 is attached to single bond C, right? Single bond C. This C is attached to CH3. CH3 I have taken. C double bond C and CH, right? CH. And this CH is attached to CH2. Again this CH2 will join with another molecule of CH2, students, right? Another molecule of CH2. That continuation part, if you take one more molecule, then you will get like this only. The same unit you will get. See that here whatever the unit is there, the same unit is present. That continuation part symbol I kept here like this. Okay. I hope everybody understood. This is what? Natural rubber. This natural rubber we can prepare from isoprene, students. So many number of isoprene units if you take, it will polymerize and it produce a linear polymer chain which is also called as natural rubber. Then why do we call this natural rubber as a cis 1,4 polyisoprene? Means if you observe after getting this natural rubber, this is the middle unit, you can observe it for easy understand. Middle unit C double bond C you can take. C double bond C, how do we identify cis and trans? So the same groups are present in opposite direction, then we can say that is a trans. The same groups are present in the same side of the doubly bonded carbon, then we can say that is cis. Now here observe this unit and this unit is same. These two are present on the same side of the doubly bonded carbon. Correct or not? So that's why this is cis. And this side CH3, this side H is there. The remaining part, if you observe, the same unit which is present on the same side of the doubly bonded carbon. That's why we can call this is cis isoprene. So why it is 1,4 sir? Where the link up is taking place, that you have to identify. 1,4 why I have taken means where the link up is taking place with another unit. First carbon is linked with another unit of this side, fourth carbon, and this fourth carbon is linked with another molecule of first carbon. Correct or not? So 1,4 only na link up is taking place with another monomer units. Yes or no? So that's why I have taken cis 1,4 polyisoprene, students. So natural rubber is also known as cis 1,4 polyisoprene. So this is the preparation method of what? Natural rubber, right? So this cis polyisoprene molecule consists various chains held together by weak van der Waals interactions. Weak van der Waals interactions. Why weak van der Waals interactions means what? All these molecules are non-polar molecules. Between non-polar molecules, van der Waals forces are present. Everybody knows it. So held together by weak van der Waals interactions and has a coiled structure. It possesses what? Coiled structure. Thus, it can be stretched like a spring and exhibits elastic properties, students. Right? This is about what? Natural rubber. And then continuation part we have, that is vulcanization of rubber. What is the meaning of vulcanization of rubber? We will see that now. So first of all, if you take a natural rubber properties, physical properties, if you observe, natural rubber becomes a soft. Natural rubber becomes soft at a high temperature, that is greater than 335 Kelvin. More than 335 Kelvin, this natural rubber becomes what? Soft. and brittle at low temperature, that is less than 283 Kelvin. Less than 283 Kelvin, it becomes what? Brittle, and shows high water absorption capacity. Not only that, still some more physical properties if you observe. It is soluble in non-polar solvents. It is soluble in what? Non-polar solvents, because it is what? Non-polar in nature, that changes, and is non-resistant to attack by oxidizing agents. You know already about oxidizing agent. The substance which will participate in a reduction is called what? Oxidizing agent, students, right? To improve upon these physical properties, all these physical properties, a process of vulcanization is carried out. A process of vulcanization is carried out. What is the vulcanization of rubber? If they ask the question, then you have to write this definition. What is the meaning of vulcanization of rubber? The process of heating natural rubber with calculated amount of sulfur or sulfur compounds. S2Cl2, I have taken sulfur compound, and calculated amount of sulfur means between 5 to 8% of that sulfur should be heated with natural rubber at a temperature 373 Kelvin to 413 Kelvin. At this temperature only it will be vulcanized to make it hard and tough. Right? This is the meaning of what? Vulcanization of rubber. What is the vulcanization of rubber? The process of heating natural rubber with a calculated amount of sulfur at a temperature 373 Kelvin to 413 Kelvin to make it hard and tough. During this vulcanization process, what will happen? We will see that now. During vulcanization, sulfur forms disulfide cross links. During vulcanization, sulfur forms disulfide cross links at the reactive sites of double bonds, and therefore vulcanized rubber becomes hard and tough, right? So where the reactive site is present, at that position, that sulfur link up will takes place. Whenever the sulfur link up taking place between the rubber, one molecule to another molecule, there is a chance to form cross links. How it is, we will see that now. So let us take now here, what are the probable structures they have identified when the natural rubber heated with calculated amount of sulfur at the temperature range, that is 373 to 413 Kelvin, they have observed these are the molecules. Cross linkings taking place at the reactive site, you observe this. This is what? This is a natural rubber continuation part, correct or not? Natural rubber continuation part, this is one of the part they have taken, right? CH3, C, CH2, CH3, C, CH2. That we will see now here clearly. If you take that part, how do we get? We will see now here. Let us take natural rubber part. That will be CH2 continuation part. C, double bond CH, here CH3, here CH2 continuation part. Natural rubber, one of the part I have taken, right? Like this we will get in natural rubber. Then how do we get this? This how do we get? From isoprene only. What is the formula of isoprene? 2-methyl 1,3 butadiene, right? 2-methyl 1,3 butadiene formula is what? CH2 double bond C, CH3, CH double bond CH2. Correct or not? Here breaking of bond, free radical will formation taking place. Breaking of bond, free radical formation taking place. Here there is a chance to form double bond, right? Between C and CH. Here this is continuation part of this CH2. This continuation part of this CH2 with another molecule. Correct or not? The same thing I have taken. Then where the chance to get sulfur cross linking means at this position and at this position. Why here, sir? Here only pi bond is present. Pi bond is a weak bond. So definitely here cross linkings are taking place at the second position and third position, more amount, right? So that's why the probable structure they have identified between the second and the third carbon. If you observe in one unit, right? With another molecule of natural rubber. Correct or not? Here cross linkings they have observed. maximum. Along with this probable structure, vulcanized rubber molecule, one more vulcanized molecule they have observed. What is that means? This is the unit they have observed. At first position also they have observed there is a cross linking with a limited amount. They have observed this one. This and this are the vulcanized rubber molecules probable structures, students. Right? Next we have to discuss about synthetic rubbers. Synthetic rubbers. Synthetic rubbers are highly vulcanizable rubbers. Highly vulcanizable rubbers. That means what here? There is a extensive cross linkings taking place in case of synthetic rubbers. So synthetic rubber is any vulcanizable rubber like polymer which is capable of getting stretched to twice its length. Whenever we have stretched to twice its length, however, it returns to its original shape and as soon as the external stretching force is released, like water, rubber, how it is possible, the same thing here, right? Whenever the force is released, again it will come back to its original shape, right? So thus synthetic rubbers are either homopolymers of 1,3 butadiene derivatives. Homopolymers of 1,3 butadiene derivatives means, for example, chloroprene you take 2-chloro 1,3 butadiene. Same unit, if it undergo polymerization also you will get synthetic rubber. What is the polymer name and all we will see now. And copolymers of 1,3 butadiene means along with 1,3 butadiene or its derivative, another molecule of unsaturated monomer will undergo the polymerization. Then only we call that is copolymer. Copolymer means the polymerization occurs between two different monomer units. Then we call that is copolymer. Homopolymer means if the polymerization process is carried out between the same monomer units, then we can call that is homopolymer, students. Between the same monomer units, if the polymerization is carried out, then it is homopolymers. Between the different units, polymerization process is carried out, then we can call that is copolymerization, students. You know already that. So what are some of the examples related to this synthetic rubbers? We will see that. The first example we have that is neoprene. Preparation of some synthetic rubbers. The first one is what? Neoprene. What is neoprene? Neoprene or polychloroprene is formed by the free radical polymerization of chloroprene. What is chloroprene? Chloroprene is nothing but 2-chloro 1,3 butadiene. What is chloroprene? Another name 2-chloro 1,3 butadiene. 2-chloro 1,3 butadiene is also known as chloroprene. So how this chloroprene will undergo polymerization to get neoprene we will see now. So chloroprene unit if you take butadiene, so CH2 double bond C, CH double bond CH2 and second position chlorine if you take, that it will become what? Chloroprene. So n moles of chloroprene will undergo polymerization. Correct or not? Yes. Will undergo polymerization and it gives a neoprene. How do we get neoprene? You see that here bond broken taking place means here continuation part we have to take at this CH2. CH2 continuation part I have taken. Here single bond will generate. Here double bond will generate, right? C double bond CH. Here breaking of bond taking place means this CH2 continuation part we have to take here. On this carbon Cl. Here if you take n moles, here polymer you will get like this. Correct or not? So this is nothing but what? Neoprene. How do we get this neoprene? From chloroprene we will see that now. Chloroprene is the monomer unit of neoprene polymer. So how do we get this neoprene from chloroprene? That is the question mark here. So I am taking here CH2 double bond CCl. Any two units I will take. What is the repeating unit we get in this monomer unit, we will see that. Here breaking of bond taking place, free radicals will generate on these two carbons. In the similar manner, here free radicals will generate after breaking of this pi bond. We know already that. Here these two free radical will combine and it produce double bond. At what position? We can observe second position and third position. See that second and third position double bond I have taken. Then here single bond as it is I have taken this CH2. This side free radical is present. This free radical, if you add the same monomer unit this side, and in that monomer unit this side free radical, carbon free radical is there, and that will combine with this free radical of this CH2. So it will join, right? So that continuation part symbol I kept like this with bond. And here CH, C double bond CH we have got. CH next single bond is there, same as it is I have written. CH2 free radical is there. If you add the same monomer unit this side, again this free radical will combine with the another monomer unit of this side of free radical of carbon, right? Yes. So here there is a chance to form link up. So that's why I kept with the bond. N times I have taken because N moles of chloroprene molecules will undergo polymerization process. So that's why here I kept here with the N times, students. This is what? Neoprene. Neoprene we have got from chloroprene, right? Yes. So what is the use of this neoprene? It is a addition polymer. Yes, addition polymer, because only 1,3 butadiene derivatives we have taken means which is an unsaturated compound. Correct or not? There is no removal of simple molecules like water, alcohol and HCl is not taking place in this case. So this is not comes under what? Condensation polymerization. It came from what? Only additional polymerization, students. And a homopolymer also. It is a addition polymer and a homopolymer. This is a homopolymer. Why? Because same monomer units undergoing polymerization. Correct or not? Yes. So that's why this is a homopolymer. It has superior resistance to vegetable and mineral oils. It has superior resistance to vegetable and mineral oils. So it is used for manufacturing conveyor belts, gaskets and hoses. Conveyor belts means a continuous moving band of rubber or fabric. A continuous moving band of rubber or fabric we can also call as conveyor belt. And gaskets, you know already about gaskets. Gaskets are nothing but a ring of rubber used in engines, right? And hoses. Hoses are nothing but a flexible tube conveying water. Hoses are nothing but what? A flexible tube conveying water. So these are the uses of what? Neoprene. And in the similar manner, one more example of this synthetic rubber, we will see that. What is that means? Buna-N. The next part we have, that is what? Buna-N. Then how do we prepare this Buna-N? We will see that it is manufactured by the copolymerization. It is not a homopolymer. It is what? Copolymer. It is manufactured by the copolymerization of 1,3 butadiene and acrylonitrile in the presence of peroxide catalyst, right? So Buna-N. Buna came from what? 1,3 butadiene. N came from acrylonitrile. Nitrileness, that's why acrylonitrile. N came from acrylonitrile. Buna came from what? 1,3 butadiene. So while undergoing these two will polymerization, 1,3 butadiene and acrylonitrile are polymerized in the presence of peroxide catalyst, and it will produce what? Buna-N. So what is the Buna-N structure? We will see that. How do we get from 1,3 butadiene and acrylonitrile? 1,3 butadiene structure, you know that. CH2 double bond, CH, single bond, CH, double bond, CH2. This is what? 1,3 butadiene. Butadiene will polymerize with acrylonitrile. What is the meaning of acrylonitrile? Already we have discussed the meaning of acrylonitrile, which is also called as vinyl cyanide. Vinyl group is what? CH2 double bond CH, right? Cyanide, Cn is linked by vinyl group, then we can call what? That is vinyl cyanide, which is also called as acrylonitrile, which is also called as what? Acrylonitrile. So, acrylonitrile molecules, N molecules, and 1,3 butadiene molecules, N molecules, N moles will polymerize, will undergo polymerization. On polymerization, in the presence of peroxide catalyst, in the presence of peroxide catalyst, what will happen here? It will give Buna N. What is the structure of Buna N? You see that. First we have to take here continuation part. I have taken this CH2. Here double bond will broken and single bond will form. Here double bond will produce. So that's why CH double bond CH. Again single bond. This CH2 will attach with. Here double bond will broken. So this CH2 and CH. Cn you can take. Here this CH will combine with another molecule of 1,3 butadiene. So that continuation part I kept here. N moles undergoing polymerization. So that's why I have taken with N times students, right? This is what? Buna N. Buna N this is. How do we get this Buna N? From these two monomers we will see. One repeating unit. This repeating unit, how do we get from these two molecules? First we will observe and then you will easily understand what is the repeating unit and all. So first I am taking here 1,3 butadiene, CH2 double bond CH, CH double bond CH2 I have taken. This is 1,3 butadiene. Will copolymerize with vinyl cyanide, that is acrylonitrile, that is CH2 double bond CH. Cn I have taken for easy understand like this, right? Then where the bond breaking here? Pi bond. Here free radical will generate by homolytic fission. In the similar manner here also bond breaking taking place by homolytic fission. These two carbons will get free radicals. In the similar manner bond breaking is taking place between these two carbon atoms by homolytic fission and here free radicals will generate. Correct or not? Yes. Now you observe how these two addition will takes place. Okay, now then you will get to know what is the repeating unit, why we have got this as the repeating unit in this structure, right? Now you observe here CH2 free radical is there means if you add the acrylonitrile molecule this side, this CH2 linked with water, this end carbon, that is water CH, right? CH free radical. So that continuation part I kept here bond, right? CH2. Here single bond left, a single bond CH. Here between these two carbon atoms there is a double bond. Pi bond will generate. So that's why I have taken here CH double bond CH. And single bond left in this CH2 free radical is there. That free radical will combine with the CH2 free radical of acrylonitrile. So there is a single bond joined between this CH2 and CH2 students, right? Yes. Next single bond left, single bond CH, Cn, CH having the free radical. This free radical will combine with another molecule of 1,3 butadiene end carbon, this CH2. Correct or not? Yes. So that's why I kept here bond. So this is the repeating unit. Like this only joining will takes place n times because n moles of 1,3 butadiene, n moles of acrylonitrile we have taken. Right? How the joining unit came from these two monomer units, I hope everybody understood, right? So this is the concept involved in this. So this is the preparation of Buna N. Then what is the use of this Buna N? We will see that. It is a resistant to the action of petrol. It is a resistant to the action of petrol, lubricating oil and organic solvents. And it is used in making oil seals, tank lining, etc. This is the use of what? Buna N. Okay, na? This is about synthetic rubbers. Rubber topic we have completed in this video. Next, last topic of this polymers we have, that is molecular mass of polymers and biodegradable polymers, students. That last topic we will see in the next video. Everybody watch the videos and practice properly. Stay home and stay safe. Thank you all.